And new information as prosecutors seek justice in the theater shooting. Today we learn how suspect James Holmes allegedly tried to draw police away from the Aurora Theater so he could go inside, carry out the shooting, and delay the police response. 7 News reporter Marshall Zelinger is live. Marshall, his hope was to draw police attention to his own apartment.
And one way was to cause an explosion here at his apartment complex. It involved a scheme using this dumpster by putting a boombox rigged to play loud music in a white trash bag next to the dumpster. Next to that trash bag, he would put a remote control car and a remote control on top of the trash bag. The hope was that someone would hear the loud music, come out, see the remote control in the car, play with that remote thinking it was with the car, but instead triggering an explosion inside. FBI agent Garrett Gumbiner interviewed Holmes the afternoon after the shooting. He said Holmes told him he rigged his apartment to explode or catch fire. In court, photos of various chemicals were shown inside his apartment. It took bomb techs more than a day to disable the tripwires and safely take out the chemicals. Air Tracker 7 flew overhead as the chemicals were buried underground and blown up. The FBI agent said Holmes set loud music to play in his apartment to draw police attention there and not the theater. While Holmes went to Theater 9, we learned he had bought a ticket for the Batman movie in Theater 8. 12 were killed in the shooting, 70 injured, including 3 hit by gunfire that went through the wall into Theater 8. In court, Aurora Police Sergeant Matthew Files broke down numerous times while describing the injuries each of the 70 survivors suffered. An Aurora detective described finding 76 spent shell casings in the theater, meaning 76 bullets fired, 6 from a shotgun shown on a photo displayed on a courtroom video screen, 5 from this .40 caliber. It was found on the roof of Holmes's car. You can see a laser light mounted on the handgun. Today's hearing also confirmed information Call 7 investigator John Ferrugia reported 3 days after the shooting. It dealt with Holmes using bags on his hands as puppets. After he was being interviewed, or while he was being interviewed, they put bags over his hands to preserve gun residue evidence, and it was those bags that he was using as puppets while being questioned about the explosives here at his apartment. Reporting live in Aurora, Marshall Zelinger, 7 News.
One of the victims, Caleb Medley, preparing to leave the hospital. A Facebook support site reports that he'll be released from the hospital in 2 weeks, the day before his birthday. That's also the day his newborn son turned 6 months old. Caleb was shot in the face and suffered significant brain injuries. For friends and family, the victims, this week's hearing is difficult to attend. New at 10, one friend sharing her thoughts after hearing 911 calls in court today, moments after the shooting started.
It's hard to think of lives being torn apart at that exact moment, and also that, you know, people are going to have physical injuries sometimes for the rest of their lives. And you know, all of that is going on as that tape is rolling.
Watts was friends with Jonathan Blanc, who was shot in the chest and head. She said she's attending the hearings to give him and the 11 other people killed representation in court. The hearing also revealing how many rounds of ammunition Holmes allegedly had that night. According to testimony, Holmes purchased more than 6,000 rounds. He began his purchases in May, both at local stores and online. In total, Holmes purchased 2 .40 caliber pistols with 2,600 rounds, a Remington tactical shotgun with 375 rounds, a Smith & Wesson M&P 15 with 3,300 rounds. Prosecutors established he did have a CBI background check for the guns. And during cross-examination, the defense asked, quote, "Is there any process in Colorado to screen if a severely mentally ill person had ordered these items?" And the ATF agent responded, "No, ma'am."